humorous and detailed take on funny dog welcome reactions, with extra depth, examples, and wit. The hilarious and heartwarming welcome reactions of dogs, a comprehensive guide. Dogs have a way of greeting their humans that's utterly unique and often downright hilarious. Whether you've been gone for an hour or a week, their excitement remains boundless and their reactions are generally a mix of pure joy and absurdity. Dogs don't just say hello, they celebrate your return as if you've just returned from an epic journey that took you to the moon and back. So, without further ado, let's dive into the funniest and most charming ways your dog might welcome you home. 1. The Zoomies. The welcome tornado. You can't walk into the house without it happening. The Zoomies. As soon as your dog hears you at the door or sees you through the window, they suddenly transform into a furry blur of manic energy. It's as if they've been saving up all their excess energy just for this moment. The Zoomies usually involve your dog running around in circles like they've suddenly been possessed by a sugar rush, or perhaps a very determined squirrel. This reaction isn't confined to just a few steps, either. It's often an Olympic-level sprint, around the entire living room, down the hallway, into the kitchen, and then back again, taking out anything in their path. You can try to stop them, but they're too fast. They're a whirling dervish of fur, and there's nothing you can do but laugh as they make a beeline for you, crash into a wall, then continue as if nothing happened. Example: you step into the house after a long day at work, and your dog does a full-on lap of the living room, zooming between the furniture, jumping off the couch like it's a trampoline, and darting around in circles. It's like watching a dog-sized wind tunnel of chaos that leaves a trail of disheveled pillows and knocked-over cups in its wake. 2. The butt wiggle. The happy sway of affection. Forget the tail wag. Dogs know that true excitement isn't just in the tail, it's in the butt wiggle. When your dog is genuinely excited, they'll let you know by initiating what can only be described as a full-body shimmy. You might be greeted with a tail wagging so hard that the whole rear end of the dog follows suit, the movement so intense it looks like they're about to lift off. What's particularly funny about this is the intensity and speed of the wiggle. It's as if the excitement of seeing you again has caused their body to malfunction in the cutest way possible. The butt wiggle isn't just a sign of happiness, it's an all-out demonstration of joy and affection. Example: you walk in, and your dog immediately goes into what can only be described as a butt-scooting dance. Their entire body shivers with glee as they shake their behind back and forth in a move so exaggerated it could be part of a choreographed dance routine. You can tell they're so happy that their tail is in overdrive, flipping from side to side in a blur. 3. The toy offering. I've been waiting for this. After a long day of naps and snack breaks, your dog's number one priority when you walk through the door is getting you involved in some playtime. And not just any playtime. They're prepared with their favorite toy, or several, if they're particularly excited, and will immediately present it to you as if they've been holding it in reserve for just this moment. Whether it's their squeaky ball, a rope, or the beloved plush squeaky octopus, your dog will rush over to you and present it with an air of solemnity. It's almost as if they're saying, "Look, human, this is my most prized possession, and I'm offering it to you because I love you. Now, let's get down to business." And once the toy is in your hand, they're off and running, ready for you to engage in their favorite game of tug-of-war, fetch, or whatever other chaotic ritual they enjoy. Example: you come in the door, and without missing a beat, your dog dashes over, toy in mouth, and shoves it directly into your lap. They stare at you expectantly, waiting for you to catch the hint. As soon as your hand touches the toy, the game begins. You have exactly 2 seconds before they dart off and then return, toy in tow, ready to repeat the process again. 4. The belly flop. I missed you. Now please rub my belly. The belly flop greeting is a classic move for the dog who just can't contain their joy. It's also a demonstration of absolute trust and vulnerability. When your dog flops onto their back, legs splayed in all directions, and offers their belly to you, they're not just saying, "Hi." They're saying, I missed you so much that I'm willing to expose my most vulnerable spot to you. Now please rub it. This act of submission and trust is often paired with a joyful tail wag and happy face, as though your dog is certain that nothing could be more exciting than you giving him a belly rub. And, let's be honest, who could resist? Example, you step inside, and your dog immediately launches into a full belly flop, dramatically sprawling across the floor in front of you. Their legs are up in the air, they're wiggling with delight, and they give you the look that says, "This is how much I love you. So much that I'm willing to become your belly-rubbing slave." 5. But I missed you so much, I forgot how to be a dog moment. Sometimes, the excitement of your return is so overwhelming that your dog forgets the basic tenets of dog behavior. They might run toward you in a fit of excitement, but instead of the usual controlled, graceful approach, they might trip over their own paws, run into a wall, or even faceplant into the floor while trying to leap up to give you a hug. These moments of sheer disorientation, while completely hilarious, are also some of the most endearing. Your dog's inability to manage their excitement is a reminder of how pure their love for you really is. They want to be close to you so badly that they forget how to dog for a brief moment. Example, as soon as you open the door, your dog comes barreling toward you like a freight train. Instead of stopping in front of you, they misjudge the distance and slam into the side of the couch. In a dazed attempt to correct themselves, they spin in a full circle before finally falling into your arms. It's like they're saying, "Sorry, I just got so excited to see you that I forgot how to walk properly." 6. The Sniffing Extravaganza, where have you been? Your dog has one question for you the moment you walk through the door: where have you been, and what have you been doing? And to answer that question, they turn to their trusty sense of smell. They'll immediately start sniffing every inch of your body as if they're on a detective mission, trying to gather information about your day. Shoes. Sniff. Pants. Sniff. Handbag. Oh, definitely sniff. They will be relentless in their pursuit of knowledge, and you'll find yourself covered in a cloud of doggy curiosity as they try to figure out if you've been visiting other dogs, eating delicious food, or exploring places they've never been. Example, you come in the door, and before you can even remove your shoes, your dog is already on you like a furry investigator. They're sniffing every part of your body, your shoes, your coat, your face, like they're trying to gather intel. What did you do? Who did you meet? Did you leave me behind for good reasons? Or am I just here to serve as your emotional support for the next few hours? 7. The Silent Gaze. I love you, but I'm waiting for you to know it. Sometimes, your dog will greet you with a look of pure adoration, but instead of going into full-on action mode, they will simply stare. This is no ordinary stare. It's a deep, soulful gaze that seems to say, "I love you. I missed you. I'm so glad you're back, but I'll let you figure out how to make this moment even better." For some reason, this silent greeting can be even more intense than all the tail wagging or zooming around. It's almost like your dog is waiting for you to come to them, for you to initiate the interaction. And when you finally do, the joy on their face is unmistakable. Example, you walk in the door, and your dog, instead of running toward you, simply sits and stares. Their eyes are locked onto yours, a look of such intensity that you start to feel like you're being deeply understood. You know what comes next. They'll eventually trot over and nuzzle you, but only after ensuring you've had a moment to bask in their gaze. 8. The Bark Choir. A welcome you can't ignore when you've been gone for a while and the whole neighborhood has been missing you. Your dog may decide to call in reinforcements. The Bark Choir * is the result of your dog's excitement reaching an almost communal level, and suddenly, every dog in the area joins in. Their little doggy voices all ring out in unison, creating a cacophony of barks, howls, and whines that you can't escape. Your dog, of course, is the lead singer. They'll stand in the middle of it all, barking with such enthusiasm that you half expect them to start conducting the rest of the canine chorus. Example, You step inside and hear a distant chorus of barking rising in volume. It starts with your dog, but soon enough, every dog in the neighborhood has joined in. Your dog, standing proudly in the middle of the living room, adds their voice to the mix, bellowing with all their might, "They're back. They're back." It's like an overly excited welcome committee, and you can't help but laugh at the sheer volume of it all. 9. The confused yet happy stare. Are you real? Sometimes, your dog's greeting comes in the form of a confused stare. It's as if they've been waiting for your return, but aren't entirely sure you're real. Are you a mirage? Are you a ghost? Or are you truly the human they've been missing for days? This mix of confusion and happiness is just so precious, as your dog stares at you with wide eyes, processing the situation before finally accepting that yes, you're the real deal, and then leaping into action to express their joy. Example: you walk in the door, and your dog freezes. They tilt their head to the side, blink a few times, and stare at you like, "Wait, are you really here?" And then, after a couple of seconds of this mind-boggling confusion, they charge at you full force with the speed of a freight train. 10. The jumping bean. I can't contain my excitement. Finally, there's the dog who just cannot stay on the ground. The moment you walk in the door, they begin a rapid series of hops, jumps, and twists as if trying to leap into your arms. Their little legs are moving so fast that they look like they're on an invisible trampoline, trying to make contact with you as many times as possible. It's a flurry of excitement, one that can quickly turn into an impromptu game of, how high can you jump? As your dog tries to show you how happy they are to have you back. Example: you step inside, and before you know it, your dog is jumping up and down, eager to get as close to you as possible. They spring into the air with every bound, sometimes landing directly on you, sometimes missing by a mile, but all the while looking at you with a face full of pure joy and excitement. There's no stopping them, they're just so happy you're home. Conclusion: dogs are the ultimate greeters, capable of turning even a mundane return into an event filled with joy, hilarity, and affection. Whether it's the wild Zoomies, the dramatic belly flop, or the intense, confused stare, their welcome reactions are a testament to the deep and boundless love they have for us. Their welcome doesn't just remind us of the special bond we share, it gives us a glimpse into how pure and unfiltered their emotions truly are. So, the next time your dog greets you, whether with a wiggle or a bark choir, just remember, they may be the best and funniest welcome committee you'll ever have.